In other news, it says the Council of Ministries imposes an additional 200% tax on alcohol beverages.
Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? 200%. I don't know about that, man. Seriously. Anyways, let's get back to Iraq. We hear all kinds of chimity talking and chitter chatter and you name it. Yes, people, I did see the video from Nader, as usual. Shout out to Nader. Great job for providing us the video. But it does leave a lot of questions about what's going on. So let's go ahead and get into this so I can touch on that just a little bit. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold and silver, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link will be down below in the description. If you are a first-time buyer and you spend more than $100, use promo code PIMPYSILVER. Yes, it has changed. PIMPYSILVER. So if you're watching this video and it's an older video, make sure you check on current videos because the code is going to be changing from time to time from now on. Also, I can be found on other platforms. Everybody knows I have my own website, Pimpy's News Network. Over here, I post videos that I can't get away with over on YouTube. Also, I have a group on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. Come on over here and join us. It's free to do so. You can also come follow me on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and Odyssey. The links for all these platforms will be down below in the description. So for whatever reason, if I get removed off of one platform, you could find me on the others. For those of you looking for my address, there it is right here. Feel free to pause the video, go ahead and write this down and reach out to me. So yesterday I was cruising around on YouTube. So the MarkZ was live. So I was just listening about all the great stories about the white hats, the 1 tier, 2 tier, 3 tier crap. He made a comment. I responded to it. Somebody said, Pimpy, is that you? I said, yep, it's me. Went ahead and went to respond to somebody else and was blocked. Look at right here. Because the person said, what are you doing here? I said, I'm checking out Mark this morning. I couldn't even send it. Said, you have been placed in timeout by the owner of this video or a monitor. Well, why is that? I hadn't put anything in there that was offensive. I simply responded to somebody, yep, I'm here. Somebody asked me another question, I went to respond, and boom. Yeah. Okay. So what is that about? Look, just because I don't agree with somebody doesn't mean I'm going to go on their videos and bash them. I don't do that. I'll respond to questions that people want to ask me. But if he wants to go on there, tell everybody about the tier 1, the tier 2, tier 3, how the white hats are in charge, that's on him, okay? He could push that bullshit all day long. I just thought it was funny, but I just wanted to check in just to see what's going on. That was it. I was only being nosy, but I hadn't said anything about the fact that I think he's full of shit when it comes to tier 1, tier 2, and all the other crap, the white hats and the clones and everything else. Anyways, I just thought I would share that with you because it was funny. Because this is what happens when you listen to people like that. They pump you full of what? Yes, opium. The scary part about all this is this actually is a picture from somebody in my neighborhood. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to guess that the person who took this picture is a Pimpy fan and lives very close to me. Because I can tell you just by looking at it, it looks like they're at the Rawhide. Yes, the Rawhide is a bar out here. I encourage you guys to come check us out. All right, said the U.S. supports Iraq's central bank measures to tighten dollar transfers, says foreign minister. The system is in the interest of Iraq and its currency. Why does this guy always look so miserable? Like somebody says something to him, he's like, what the did you say? Like, doesn't he always have that, what the face on him? Look at him, like, what the fuck did you just say? Sorry. But I've seen like multiple pictures. That's his default face, I think. It's always like, what the fuck is going on? That's what's so funny about it. Anyway, it said the Iraq Minister of Foreign Affairs, Hussein, speaking to Kurdistan in 24 hours during an exclusive interview in Washington. Okay. Said the U.S. supports Iraq Central Bank's efforts to regulate the transfers of dollars amid its preventing siphoning the currency and other illegal transactions, the country's foreign minister has recently told Kurdistan 24. Scoot down just a little bit. In a bid to thwart money laundering and illegal transactions, the Iraqi Central Bank of Iraq last year introduced an electronic platform through which traders who want to pay for their imports shall enter detailed information on the transaction as well as the end recipient of the greenbacks. The system is in the interest of Iraq and its currency. The minister added, saying that it would reduce illegal transactions in the economy, which is heavily reliant on imports. It says at least 100 employees of the bank have been trained by the U.S. Federal Reserve on the system, according to the Iraqi premier advisor. Introducing the system, which had rejected 80%, they had rejected 80% of all transactions. Yikes. I don't know what that says about the Iraqi people or the people who are corrupt. Said for a while, the U.S. dollar had been trading at 1,750 IQD for every dollar in the street markets. This is what I was talking about yesterday. It would take some time for the value of Iraqi currency to be stabilized. See, the Iraqi government had recently revalued the currency, setting the new official exchange rate at $1,300. I believe it's $1,320. Here we go. This is that German company, Siemens. The details of GE's memorandum to repair Iraq's electricity revealed. This is a good thing, but, send an army of people out there, man. Go ahead and put in all the generators at one time. I can't help but comment on what I read right here. It says, he explained that the obstacles that accompanied the previous outstandings related to the inability to finance fossil fuel projects. Just so you guys are aware, there's no such thing as fossil fuels. The theory is that the dinosaurs had somehow, some way, had created oil. Except for there's a problem. The oil that we drain out of the earth is much deeper than where the deepest dinosaur is that we ever dug up. So if the deepest dinosaur is only 15,000 feet, but you're pulling oil from 30,000 feet, how the hell is that a fossil fuel? Just throwing that out there. So pretty much this contract and agreement with the GE, we already know about. Basically everything that's in there is the same as they stated before. The Kurdistan government will send its delegation to Baghdad next Sunday. They've been trying really hard to get this thing ironed out. Kind of a side note, there's some huge, it looked like an explosion, but it didn't have any noise. So for any of you over there in Iraq, I'm wondering if you guys could comment on that video that I saw of a huge bright light that was shining right above the Euphrates River. If you guys got any input on that, I'm curious to hear what you have to say. Sitting Euphrates News near the expansion of the dollar outlets and a new package for the central bank. An informed source revealed in the imminent expansion of the outlets for selling the dollar at the official rate of 1,320 dinars. So somewhere in there, we lost 20 dinars. A source told the news, soon the outlets for selling dollars to citizens, to government banks, and other parties will be expanded to include commercial centers, malls, and others. The imminent issuance of a new package of measures of the Central Bank of Iraq to control the exchange rate, including the movement of the transactions in dinars in all fields instead of the dollar with regards to buying and selling, which is a great move, by the way, by Iraq. Look, if you got dual currency, you got to find a way to start pushing the U.S. dollar out. By doing so, what you're doing is building confidence back in a dinar, and that's what you need to do. If you jump down here, you can see he pointed out that the official price should not exceed 1,320 dinars. The Sudanese and U.S. Senator discuss economic reform in Iraq. So the Prime Minister Sidini met on Friday with U.S. Senator Chris Van Hollen on the sidelines of his participation in the Munich Security Conference. A statement by the Prime Minister's office said that in the meeting discussed joint cooperation, relations between Iraq and the United States of America, and ways to consolidate them in several fields. Iraq's continuous efforts in combating terrorism and extremism and conforming support for the economic reforms adopted by the current government and the path it follows in implementing its government programs. So sounds good. Approving the official exchange rate of the dollar and selling tickets in dinars at Iraq Airways outlets. This is what I'm talking about again. Stop using US dollars. Force people to use Iraqi dinar. This will build confidence in the dinar and strengthen it. An official spokesperson for the federal government, Awadi, announced on Friday that the adoption of the official exchange rate of the dollar against the dinar in all Iraqi airports. Awadi said in a statement today that the direct and serious work has been done to solve the problem of exchange rate in Iraq airway tickets. He stated that starting today, the official exchange rate is 1,320 dinars for every dollar, was adopted at all airports. So they're already getting crack-a-lacking on people making that transition over to the rate of 1,320 dinars for every dollar. A statement quoted by the Information Office and Ministry of Transport said that the Director General of the company issued a binding directive to all offices and centers for cutting off the company's tickets, stipulated that the treatment of Iraqi dinars instead of the U.S. dollar, that's a good thing, at the official rate set by the management of the Central Bank of Iraq, which is 1,300 dinars. They also set up a hotline for anybody that wants to snitch on what's going on over in the airport. So if they refuse to take Iraqi dollars and use Iraqi dollars, they want people to report to them. Right here it says last January, the Central Bank of Iraq decided to include banks allowed to participate in the electronic platform and wishing to participate in the sale of cash dollars for travel, treatment, and study purposes. Here we go. Al-Sudini discusses with Interpol activating the refund and those who are required. Which I know, it doesn't make no sense, but just roll with it. So the Prime Minister Al-Sudini discussed on Friday, and the Secretary General of International Criminal Police Organization, Jorgen Stock, activating the cooperation in the field of money recovery and those wanted. The Prime Minister's office said in a statement received by the news, Sudini met on Friday with Jorgen. During the meeting, he stressed that stealing public money is one of the most important challenges facing Iraq, and that combating corruption is one of the priorities of the government's program. Said the government's actions require the cooperation of the organization, especially in the issue of dealing with requests made regarding financial crimes. Theft of public money and the use of global financial system to smuggle and launder money is an international cross-border crime, and it has harmed Iraq. In addition to being one of the most important enablers of terrorism, he stressed that the return of those wanted for these crimes is one of the most important steps to deter this crime. So what it looks like is that Iraq is going to be working with Interpol if they catch anybody doing money laundering or smuggling currency to go ahead and turn them over, because it's a really important step in fixing everything that's wrong over there in Iraq. Anyways, not a lot going on. It looks like Iraq has now adopted the exchange rate of 1,320 dinars for every dollar. So that's the first step. We're still waiting on the budget, because the budget is going to tell us a whole lot more. Anyways, do me a favor, leave a comment down below, and I'll go ahead and read it, and I'll get back at you later. I'm out.